My name is Olayinka Odueyungbo, and here is my good old day story. I was born in Ibadan, Oyo State, to late Zacchaeus Agboola Odueyungbo. My parents were both born in Ijebu-Igbo, Ogun State, and were both Christians. My father was a London-trained tailor, and my mother was a disciplinarian who always guided me through the right path in life and made sure I always did the right thing. I started my education career at Ebenezer African Church School, Okeado, Ibadan. I loved playing football, and my mother would always warn me against this. On this particular day, I came back late from school after playing football. As soon as I got home, my mother gave me food to eat and assisted me with my take-home assignments. When it was time for bed, she called me to her room, and I thought she was going to give me something, but to my dismay, I was to serve punishment, stolen down, as we used to call it then, for hours. To her, education was best. Sporting activities were distraction. After my primary school education, I proceeded to Molusi College, Ijebu-Igbo, for my secondary education. I was in the boarding house, and this made me to become independent early in life. That freedom from home made me resume active football again. I made my first 11 of the school team. I remember our various tournaments and exploits. I remember the glorious days of the Principal Cup. I remember those days when schools were quickly admit and enroll a good player to represent their schools during major tournaments. We have seen players who played for a particular school in previous Principal Cup finals and also played for another school in the following year's Principal Cup final. Such antics, I remember, were various protested and contested. I remember those days when we would lose a match and our excuse would be that our opponent have used invisible padlock to tie our legs. In those days, goalkeeper would claim after conceding goals that they were seeing 7 balls at the same time. Ha! Funny good old days. In those days, professional footballers was not this popular. Some of us would have ended up being one. Those who were playing football then were seen as never do well. Do I blame our parents? No. The vogue then was to ensure your child is either a lawyer, a doctor, or at most an engineer. Any other profession seems manageable but not acceptable. Parents' switches were even evident in songs they sing during naming ceremonies in those days. Ọmọ mi á di lawyer, Olúwa bá fẹ́. Ọmọ mi á di doctor, Olúwa bá fẹ́. Meaning, God willing, my child will become either a lawyer or a doctor when he or she grows up. Now, I am sure we know better. Rascally in school, I did my bit. If I was not playing football, then I would be playing table soccer. Remember table soccer? That's a mimicry of football played on the table with bottle crowns or ikoto and biro caps with bottle cover on top. Throw it up, make it dance on your hand, then on the table and make it land on the wide end. I was so playful that I failed my West African school certificate examination. A bitter pill to swallow. That early blow of failure taught me some hard lessons about life. I recovered quickly and eventually got admission to Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, where I had my tertiary education. It is worthy to note that I ended up becoming a teacher, and proudly so. From Federal Government Girls College Agam to Federal Science and Technical College Jalingo, Taraba State. From Taraba State to Federal Government College Odoogbolu, I find myself imparting knowledge on students, and I am happy doing so. Today, I have students all over the country and even outside the country, male and female, as accountants, lawyers, medical doctors, veterinary doctors, and in all other fields of endeavor. How I wished generally that the standard of education from our days in schools are not only sustained but improved upon. How I wished those glorious days of government and public schools when we had few private schools come back. How I wish those days when it was the dream of every parent to get their worst admission into public and missionary school come back. How happier would I be if we are able to sustain the high moral standards and values of those yesteryears that made us become who we are today. For all this to be achieved, we need a new Nigeria, a place where tribalism is not given precedence over patriotism, where love and care for other persons thrive like in those good old days, where ethnicity is not given priority over any other consideration. We need a Nigeria that will be safe like in former times when everyone is secure and there was no need to worry about child kidnapping or molestation. A place where nobody will be defined by religion and religious affiliation. Yes, we can change the narrative. Our children certainly deserve a brighter future full of hopes and not gory tales of a scary future. You and I must therefore walk the talk by ensuring we right the wrongs. Great moral and sound education can never go out of fashion. Let's make it happen. To this end, I join Sashimure Badejo in this collective drive towards a greater tomorrow. Thank you.